Hey troops, and welcome back to the channel. My name's Ryan and I'm a former Royal Marines Commando from the United Kingdom, and over the course of the past few days we've been keeping everyone up to date on the situation with Russia and Ukraine, all right, with live updates every evening. Now from that commentary, which lasts 2 to 3 hours, we have loads and loads of questions, loads of statements, loads of different parts of the discussion that sometimes gets missed, and sometimes I want to highlight certain areas of that. So that's why we're doing these little short videos, bite-sized videos for you guys to watch and remind ourselves back of some of the pertinent points that was discussed in that live stream, guys, because we've got loads of good things coming out of these live streams and these commentaries. And there's a few parts to this next video that I want to highlight and discuss, and we'll get into that in a few seconds, troops. But before we do, as always, it takes 1 second. If you don't mind smashing that like button as soon as you can, please just do that straight away. It really does help the video to reach a greater audience. And yeah, that's all you have to do, guys. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you press that subscribe button. But yeah, let's get straight into this, troops. So the main thing that's came out of this early on, it was the first 30 minutes or so in the live stream last night, was air superiority. Now, we've all seen the videos comparing different military outfits around the world and stuff, and normally stats and figures do count for a lot in war, okay? And we know, without having to look too deep into it, that Russia has a pretty big military, all right? It has a pretty big air capability. It has a pretty big ground, boots on the ground capability. They have a lot to their arsenal, okay? Now, the one thing that scares a lot of people, and it's only from doing reactions over the past couple of months based on Russia, is their air capability. Now, the thing that's came out of this is, have we overestimated, okay, listen to that, have we overestimated Russia's air capability just because they have the numbers? Because we've seen the Ghost of Kiev come out and wipe the floor with countless aircraft, okay? Now, it's not about numbers in this game, I think. It's about the quality of the person behind the wheel, the soldier, the airman, the aircrewman, the pilot. All right, it's all of these different things. Have we overestimated the capability of the Russia's air capability? It's a very, very simple question. Let's jump into the next clip, and it'll make a little bit more sense, troops. Okay. So we're going to do another half an hour or so on this map, and then we're going to go into we're going to speak about the statistics and stuff on the conflict in the Ukraine so far, because they're quite interesting, to be fair. Very interesting, and I actually got a shock with some of them, so that to look forward to in about 28 minutes or so, guys. Okay. Right, let's get that done. Okay, so what's going on in the south? 11 hours ago, so like midday UK time, Russian Mil M135 downed. Right, so this is getting juicy now. What's happened here?
Сбившийся вертолет, который упал на Близнецы. Вытянул весь.
Wow, so that's bad. Russian Mil, right? So they seem to be taking a lot of big hits in the air. Bear in mind, they've got a strong air capability. The Ukraine have been fighting back pretty good, and that's due to the grit and determination of the Ukrainians. I'm quite impressed with them at the moment.
Капец, короче, грубый металл. Нормально. Боеприпасы, пулемет. Все дела, смотри.
You know the sadness about this as well. We in these in these wars, right? We've always got the good, the bad, and the ugly, and there's always a good side and a bad side. But we just have to remember the difference between the good side and the bad side is the information that you've been given. So Russia is wrong for invading Ukraine for so many reasons, but that doesn't mean to say that every Russian soldier is a bad guy. All right, they're just doing as they're told. Let's face it, 99.9% of Russian soldiers are probably doing that job just to pay the bills for the families at home. They've got families and kids and wives too, and husbands too. So the sadness of this is there's no real winners in war. Everyone's a casualty, and the fact that Russian Mil M135 has been downed, it's a win for the Ukraine in a way, but it's also it's a loss no matter how you look at it, because we've got someone who's lost their life in there, right there, all right, in that wreck. Someone's lost their lives. Someone's son, someone's daughter, someone's husband or wife and father or mother is not going home now because of something that fundamentally is wrong. Doesn't matter what side you're on, it's either right or it's wrong, and this is wrong. So the casualties are all of the soldiers on the ground, all right, all of the soldiers in the air. There's not a bad side on this. There's just a bad political decision. That's the only thing. There's just a the only thing bad is a decision and the person behind that decision. Now the entire military is not behind that decision. Does that make sense? I hope I'm making sense with that, guys. That's how I look at it anyway. Maybe I'm too. I don't think you can be too empathetic. All right, I was in the military. I was in the Marines, so my empathy can be fluid in many situations. But I'm just being honest, speaking from the heart. I'm speaking from. I'm a father now myself, and I think, wow, Britain has been off the back of many bad political decisions throughout the past 1,000 year. We've never gotten it right every time. There's been some times where Britain has done things militarily that were wrong politically, but that doesn't mean to say the soldiers behind that political wrongdoing are bad. Does that make sense? So, you see where I'm coming from. The Russian soldiers are not the bad guys in this. They're just the people who's doing the bad job, the bad work for a bad decision. And that's where the true cost of this war come from. Same as in World War Two, the German soldiers. The German soldiers weren't bad guys. All right, it's did they do some atrocious thing? Of course they did, but it was the political decisions behind them that were bad. They were just normal guys most of the time. But yeah, that's been downed in an outblast. That was 11 hours ago. That terrible, absolutely terrible, terrible, terrible loss of life. So 11. Okay then, troops. So that was a little bit of a snippet of the clip. There's a few things came out of that. Obviously, I was speaking a little bit on morality and stuff like that, and it's quite easy to gauge and judge without really thinking in depth about the person behind the weapon system. Okay, it's important for us not to hate people involved in this on both sides as well, because fundamentally, it's not the people with the weapon systems at the bottom of the chain who are the wrongdoers, believe it or not. It's the people at the top ordering the people with the weapon systems at the bottom. But to stick to the point of this video, the question being, this is one of the first things I looked at in terms of the air capability, the very thing that I thought was going to give Russia the edge in this initial invasion was their strong or alleged strong air capability. And what we've been seeing over the past few days, having been doing these commentaries, is an awful lot of Russian aircraft being gunned out of the sky either by other aircraft on the side of the Ukraine or by ground-to-air missiles and stuff like that. So their air capability is nowhere near as threatening as I thought it initially was going to be. I thought this would be the turning point for Russia, and it would be the thing that would favour them smashing Ukraine initially. And we're actually seeing quite the opposite. That being said, I believe in these type of invasions, your initial air capability is the thing that will win or lose it. All right, it's the thing that will win or lose it, and we haven't really seen that much change in Russia's air capability in terms of their use of it since Afghanistan. We've seen them have a formidable air strategy, but then it crumbled as soon as the local fighting forces were supplied with ground-to-air missiles. All right, yes, they're very effective, but Russia still hasn't got means to kind of counter-attack that. It doesn't seem as if they can defend from that. That's their weakness, their Achilles heel. And to me, nothing's changed, and it's actually flip-sided. I believe that their air capability is nowhere near as strong as it was, or it was first intended to be. And this shows you that propaganda can make a military outfit seem as stronger than they are just because they've got the numbers. Just like China, they've got the numbers, but how many of those individuals are actively really, really good soldiers? How much of that kit and equipment that they've got, how much of it is actually archaic, historic, and not actually usable? Same situation here. So if you could drop below your answers and your thoughts on, is the Russian air capability, is it actually up to scratch, and is it actually as threatening and as good as we initially thought it was? Because I'm flip-siding it now. I don't think it is. But I look forward to speaking to you guys in the comments. Thanks for watching this short snippet. If you want to watch more of these, then drop a comment below letting me know about it. But I look forward to speaking to you guys about this, about specifically the air capability below in the comments, guys. I'm interested to hear from you. But thanks for stopping by, and I will see you later today at some point for another stream commentating on the Ukraine and Russia crisis. Thanks, guys.